Welcome back to another video where today we're gonna rank every single Blue Lock character on how good I think they are as of season 2 in the anime. And before you get too mad, just note that my rankings are based entirely on empirical evidence and are objectively and factually correct. First we got Kira, first player to get clapped in the Blue Lock process, but his elimination was necessary to show us what Isagi was really about. Next we got Imamura, dude was totally irrelevant. Next up we got Kunigami. I honestly thought he was gonna make it a lot further than he did, but I liked how he tried to stick to his values the whole way through. So I recorded that before I watched the last episode, and now I see that he's a wild card for later in the story, so that's pretty dope. Next up was Iemon. He was a total chiller, but he did not make it past the first selection. Then we got Bachira. I feel like Bachira is the player that every kid wants to be when they grow up. He just has those sick dribbling skills and is always having fun with the ball. Next up is Raichi. He kind of reminded me of Jean from Attack on Titan, but he got way more chill as the show went on. He's a total pace abuser even though he's a cripple, so hopefully that doesn't come back to bite him because his goals were hype as fuck. Then we got Igarashi. He was hella annoying, and I think the only reason he even made it as far as he did is because he was constantly carried by his team. Next up was Naruhaya. He was just not that good. Then we had Gagamaru. Dude was a total beast. His first game in goal was the U20 game and he totally delivered. He even pulled through with the scorpion kick or whatever that was. Next up we got Kuon. I think he might be the most disliked character in the whole show. I mean, imagine being so ass that you try to betray your own team and you still get clapped when they win. Then we have Nico. He had Metavision 2 like Isagi, but aside from that, I don't think he's done anything crazy. Next we have Barou, probably one of the most aggressive strikers we've seen in the whole show. Whenever he gets hell-bent on devouring Isagi, it always leads to some of the most hyped goals we've ever seen in the show. Then we had Keisuke Wanama. He was the worst twin. Next we have Junichi Wanama. He made it way farther than his brother, so that has to mean something. Next we have Zantetsu. He was another pace demon, but he was stupid as fuck. Then we got Ryo. I didn't really like him too much because he always seemed like he needed Nagi to do anything productive, but him turning into the chameleon really showed that he could stand on his own 2 feet. Then we got Nagi, one of my favorite characters in the whole show. Dude has probably the most hype and unrealistic goals, but I love to watch it every single time. Then we got Tokimitsu. I feel like he'd be a really good defender down the line. Then we got Otoya. He's a pretty fast player and I like his old ninja stick, it's kind of funny. Then we had Aiki Himizu. This dude kind of gave me Orochimaru vibes. Then we had Ryu Jubei. I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was kind of annoying at the beginning, but his whole glam thing started to grow on me. Then we had Kairu Saramadara. He was kind of the guy that looked like the Predator, and I think that's all I really got. Next we had Yukimiya. He's really fast, really good at dribbling, and has a goody two-shoes personality, but he was pretty cool to watch. Then we had Shiguma. He didn't really do too much. Then we had Nijiro Nanase. I think he might have been one of the few wholesome players in the whole Blue Lock project. Next up is Corona. He had a rat tail and that's all I really got. Next up we got Rin Itoshi. He's definitely the best player in Blue Lock so far, which is why the whole U20 team is built around him. I think all of his goals are hype and his theme song is pretty badass. Him and Sai's dynamic in the show is also super entertaining. Then we have Karasu. He's a very formulaic, analytical player who seems to be analyzing everything like a robot. Then we got Hiyori, who's been super chill and really good at passing. Then we got Adam Blake, who I think was supposed to be kind of like an animated Harry Kane. But yeah, he's definitely one of the best players in the whole show because I think he's supposed to be one of the best players in the whole world. Then we got Dada Silva. But yeah, his whole playing style was being a tank. Then we got Julian Loki. I mean, I know I've been talking about pace abusers, but this dude is literally Kylian Mbappe at 17 years old. Next is Leonardo Luna. He was a really good dribbler from what we saw in that one game, and he's supposedly one of the best players in the world of Blue Lock. Then we have Pablo Cavazos. Really good passing accuracy, cool hair, and an interesting character. Then we got the keeper from the U20 team. I think it's crazy that Gagamaru has never played keeper, but is still able to play at the same level as this dude. Next up we got Haru Hayate. I don't think there's anything too special about him. Then we got Wakatsuki. I think the only thing memorable about him is the fact that Rin made fun of his eye bags. Then we got this dude Neo. He was alright at defending, but he kind of just did whatever Oliver told him to do. And this dude looks 30 but is calling another 19-year-old his master. Then we got Shido. He's absolutely insane on and off the field, and bro is basically busting a nut every single time he scores a goal. I feel like every single one of his goals have been some of the most hyped things you've seen in the show. I mean, his big bang bicycle kick goal was basically Zlatan's goal against England, but even more hype. Then we have Sae Itoshi. Probably the character with the most aura in the whole show. I think his whole relationship with Rin is definitely the reason Rin is as good as he is. And yeah, it's just been super interesting to watch him and Rin as characters. Next is Shuto Sendo. I did not like this character and he was not that good, but at least he finally did something when he was supporting Shido. Then we got Teppei Niru. He was a shifty defender that was able to keep up with some pretty fast players and had a wholesome personality. Then we got Kitsune Zato. The only thing I remember about him is that Nagi and Four Eyes used to make fun of him in the room. Next is Oliver Aiku. So I somehow skipped him, so I'm just gonna do this in post. But Aiku was a total baller on defense. I liked his whole idea of crushing forwards that aren't true strikers so a real striker could blossom. And yeah, he was the only really developed and likable character from the whole Japan U20 team. And we finally got our boy Isagi. This dude has the absolute dog in him. He's just that chill guy off the field, but on the field, he's an absolute monster. He says the most diabolical shit to his enemies right after he scores a goal and destroys his enemies' dreams. He's a true striker and is the best definition of an egoist in Blue Lock. Absolute S tier character. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, hit that like button and subscribe because 2025 is really gonna be our year.